Hello everyone, I am Yash Rathod from MIT ADT University from India. I'll be presenting my thesis topic Habitat on Mars under the guidance of architect Vishwa Balika ma'am. So today we will be talking about the concept, oversight, design and technology aspect of the thesis. The background journey, why I chose this topic as my thesis topic. After attending a few workshops at IIT Madras, then MIT India initiative that had happened in Mumbai. Also, the inspiration of these news articles, Elon Musk says SpaceX will build 100 starships per year to put 1 million humans on Mars by 2050. Also, NASA going from Moon to Mars, and then future gold mining in space, and then how asteroid mining will be done. So I see that humans have been adapting to the environment from the beginning. We had started dwelling in the caves, then huts, which later became mud and stone houses. We then came up with a settlement, and then cities made their place. We are the dominant species in the whole of the ecosystem that we live in, and we have been advancing the technology and growing with new possibilities on a faster rate now. Around the 1950s, it seemed a dream to be on the moon, but that dream turned into reality in the year 1969. We are in an era where we can 3D print wood without using actual wood. 3D printing human organs is a reality now. With the rise in technology, the carbon emissions have skyrocketed in the past decade. And this was the one of the points that I want to highlight, that is there a part B for the humans? Uh, uh, the Earth's surface temperature has come to 1 degree Celsius, which was below 0 degrees Celsius back. We have a limited carbon budget, which will be exited in the coming years. The resources are depleting, some species are coming to extinction. All these points boil down to the growth, and growth is inevitable in a way. The real question arises when we say that we are supposed to limit ourselves to Earth. There are trillions of galaxies out there in the deep space, the humans being a part of the Milky Way galaxy. And with our solar system, it gives a lot of new directions to unleash space exploration. So this was the background of the thesis. I'll be so Mars, where the temperatures are extreme, and how different, or how, let's say, similar it is to Earth. We see that the for a day in Mars is known as sol. So good sol, everyone. Uh, Again, the minimum temperatures lie around from minus 140 degrees to where in Earth it is minus 88 degrees, and in the maximum temperatures go around only to 30 degrees Celsius, where in Earth it is 58 degrees Celsius. So we can say that Mars is a cold, barren planet. So all these factors, temperature, atmosphere, pressure, cosmic radiation, exposure, gravity, were taken account while designing the habitat. So the biological analysis, the first 100 people were shortlisted after the analysis of Habitat Marte, permanent settlement on Mars thesis, and research paper on minimum number of settlers. So the first 100 people, where I divided 30 people in the industry area, where 10 would be miners, 10 would be construction and builders, and 10 would be heavy industry. Then 20 people in the science, research and development, where geologists, geochemists, hydrologists, hydrometeorology and atmospheric physicists would be there. For a greenhouse, there would be 15 people. For power station, there would be 10 people. For healthcare, there would be 5. For engineering, there would be 10: systems engineer, mechanical, robotics, electrical. Then there would be 5 in the launch and communication. And in the sanitation department, there would be 5. Also, we are considering 20 to 25 robots of 10 with high intelligence, and 15 of mid intelligence for multi-purpose work and in terms of emergency cases. The plants were again shortlisted from the MAPS greenhouse, and the humans Mars mission architectural plan to settle the red planet with 1,000 people. So these are the list of which suffices the calorie intake for in terms of the NASA's astronauts diet chart. So these are some of the plants or food production would be done. Then talking about the calculation aspect, for the on the left hand corner, I have calculated the per day per consumption. So 1.8 kg is for the food. Water required for farming would be 5 to 7 liters for a person, and then water required for personal use would be 150 liters. Energy consumption would be 58 kilowatts. Oxygen 50 liters of pure oxygen, and then it multiplies for the 100 people per day for 100 people consumption. So talking about the facilities, after studying about how many people and what is the demographics, then I came up with these facilities. I had recently been participated in the 47th virtual mission, which was conducted by Habitat Mate, which is based in Brazil, a Mars Research Center under the guidance of Professor Julio. So the Healthcare Center, the Launch Communication Center, Engineering Center, Research Lab, Habitat Recreational Space for the Martians there, the Greenhouse Sanitation, Mining and Industrial Area for the production of newer habitats and other technologies, and landing area for the rockets and rocket hangar. So these were the areas that were demarcated, and the total area were multiplied by the Earth standard, and 15% more of the circulation was added in the end. So the concept, factors affecting the habitat were radiation, pressure difference, temperature difference, dust devil, mass quake. So for the early missions, or for the first habitat, uh, it is said that we have to be on the surface level, or it is better to be on the subsurface level. And then for the permanent settlement, as a lot of research papers talk about, to be in the lava tubes, but that thing is untouched. So for now, for this particular design, I had combined the subsurface, the habitat as subsurface level, and uh, uh, on surface. And then talking about these beautiful pictures, these are of Mars, where the dunes have a combination. So they look very fluid. So we often see Mars as a cold, barren planet, a red, dusty planet, and we often miss out to see the beautiful aspect, or let's say the aesthetical aspect of it. So I have tried to merge my design as per these images. These were the main inspiration for the design. The site analysis, the site chosen is of that of the InSight rover. So the Elysium Planitia is the region, and then the this is the video of the site. So the demarcated red is the site, and then we have the uh, outer regions. So in particular, why I chose this site was due to the research done by the InSight rover, and how the top layer is filled with Martian regolith, and how we could use it as steel and Martian concrete, and the inner crust has volcanic basalt rocks, which can be used manufacturing basalt reinforced steel. So after going through materials, so what I had confirmed was to go with ISRU. So that is regolith, Martian regolith and basalt reinforced bars that could be there and there itself made. So the technologies that will go through and were studied were uh, Moxie, Weber, Eclipse, Omni processor, where the water could be harvested from the human waste, then kilo nuclear power reactor and solar farm. Talking about the site zoning, so I had a combined launch and communication facility with engineering facility, power station and sanitation together, and labs and healthcare together. So this is the master plan of the design. So as you can see, the design goes with a flow, or let's say the design is emerging from the Martian ground, and in the center we have the service tower, where in extreme environments where the let's say the nuclear power reactor is gone down and the solar farm is gone down, so this particular service tower will provide energy and water and oxygen, and I will be explaining that in the further slides. Then the master layout, where the number one is the greenhouse, number two is engineering facility, which is combined with launch and communication. Then on the seventh, we have the recreational zone, and the six numbers that are coming on the down south are the habitats. The number eight is the sanitation, and number nine and 10 are the research labs and the healthcare facility. So this becomes a closed loop and environment. So talking about the internal layouts, these are again free flowing. I have tried to keep the external flowing design to the internal also, in terms of the walls and how the shape is coming up, uh, uh, how it could be made more interesting for the people, or for the Martians to be staying there. So the greenhouse facility has its own pantry and dining area, lounge area, workspace, storage area. Then the combined engineering facility has its rover repairing area, rover parking, rover airlock, and same goes for the launch and communication, where it has its mission control rooms. So these are the layouts for the sanitation facilities, which has the Omni processor, and the power station facility, which has its power distribution control room and the battery storage. So this is the design of the habitat. So as you can see in the section, the habitat is on a subsurface level. So on the one, we have the entrance. There is a ramp that goes down, and then we have the living area. Then we which is connected to the dining, kitchen, storage area, utility area, and then again further we go down where we have the bedrooms. Uh, so this is the design where the upper skeleton has meshes, so which protects us from the harsh climate of the site. So this particular uh, design also has the section talks about the height of the service tower, where the deck level or the first level is the on 135 meters, and on the 95 meters we have the vertical axis wind turbine to harness the uh, wind energy, and then the research labs have their four types of labs: dry lab, hydrology lab, microbiology lab, and material lab. And the healthcare facility again has consultancy, recovery, medical rooms, and operation theaters. So these are again sections where we could see in section CC the habitat is on the subsurface level. We have the recreational zone, and then the other facilities that we would be staying in the daytime is on the surface level. So why go on the subsurface level? Because there is a huge temperature difference, and it becomes more colder in the night than the during the day. So that's why I've taken the habitats in the subsurface and kept the other spaces on the surface level. So these are again the elevations, how we can see the curves, or the design is free flowing. So talking about the services, so the water supply layout would be a central layout which would be branching out to the other facilities. Then talking about the drainage again branches out and comes to the Omni processor. We can see in the section how using the waiver technology below the deck allows the tower to harness water from the atmosphere. Using VAT, the VAWT, the tower converts wind energy to electrical energy. Using MOXIE as wall panels allows the tower to generate oxygen. And the power is generated by kilo nuclear power reactor and solar farm, and is complemented by vertical axis wind turbine. So landscape terraforming. So Martian soil is the fine regolith found on the surface of Mars. Its properties can differ significantly from those of terrestrial soil, including its toxicity due to the presence of percolates. The terms Martian soil typically refers to the finer fraction of regolith. So having a recreational zone psychologically and strengthens the mental aspect for the Martians there. So how this particular region serves or will make the whole space more lively in this area for, so all these habitats are lined up, and then we have this central space where recreational zone where jogging track, terraformed spaces, basketball court, prayer or a gathering space would include. So this is the entrance from the main tower, and as we come, we have the pathway that is going around. Then we have the green spaces as the terraform spaces. In the central, we have a basketball court, as it is very important for the Martians to play. And then in the end, we have a prayer or a gathering space area. So talking about the tower, so this is the design of the service tower, where the this is the external skeleton made of the Martian regolith and infused with basalt fiber. There are service floors, and this is the service shaft. On the plus 95 meters, we have the vertical axis wind turbine. Then waiver would be on the service shaft, and then we have this digrid formation to have a structural uniformity. And we also have MOXIE panels throughout the tower so that we can harness the oxygen. So these are few of the renders where we could see the habitat is here in the whole uh, 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 base, and then we have the solar plant and the kilonuclear plant. So this is the you can imagine the scale. So this is of an astronaut, of a Martian, and then this is the tower. This is the greenhouse of the inner space, one of the renders. Then these are few more renders of the nuclear power station, the uh, habitat, engineering center with the rovers and the machineries, the recreational zone. Thank you so much for being patient and listening. So I would conclude the uh, presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yash. Got a few questions in the Q&A, so I'll go straight into those.
Yes.
Ahmed asks, what if the dead humans did not want to be incinerated?
So during this was the question we also had during our 47th virtual mission. So we consulted one of the analog astronauts we who happens to be the in a medical department. So what they suggested was, as the space laws are also coming in, so it is better for now where human incinerators or medical incinerators uh, be there, because burying a human body there, we don't know the cause, or we don't know the aspects of what would happen or how the soil would respond to it. So I think for now we should presume, or till the space laws come in, uh, we should presume that we should use a incinerator.
Thank you. Adil asks, are you deploying bladeless wind turbines?
Okay, so the whole structure talks about how we could be using the regolith and everything, but for some of the machineries and some of the technologies, we have to get it from the earth, as this is for the first 100 people, and as the technology rises we could 3D print or manufacture it there on the base itself for the other lot of the 100 people, or let's say for the other 1,000 people.
Thank you. George Rogers says, how many on your team that worked on this? And he also says, very good presentation, best so far.
Thank you so much. So this is my whole thesis project. So I was working under the guide of architect Vishwa Bhalekar. So yes.
Great. Adil also asks, what was the inspiration behind these designs? Was it biomimicry? If so, please share some details.
Great. Yes. So firstly, I wanted to know more about the Martian surfaces and how the forms are coming up. Side by side, I also studied about biomimicry. So yeah, in some of the forms where we also talk about form follows function or function follows form. So I wanted to see that aesthetically pleasing surfaces, how beautiful we could make these future settlements or cities on Mars. So that's was one of the key factors that drive me to design this whole thing. That can we make this whole planet with all these beautiful surfaces emerging out of the Martian surface. So yes.
Great, thanks. Ahmed asks, what about fire hazards in compartments?
Right. So there would be protocols for every emergencies. So in terms of the fire hazards, there would be so particularly I do not have the technical details for this, but yeah, we had talked about this, and we had like the due to the closed loop environment, the there would be alarms and there would be as we have on Earth, but due to the closed loop environment, it again changes. The type of extinguisher will change, the type of sprinkler system will change. So as of now, I do not have the technical details, but yeah, I could look up into it, and would let you know if you share your email ID in the chat box. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Adil asks, what do you need assistance with, if I may ask?
Okay, great. So as this thesis was started as a design project, as I'm an architect, I had started as so I wasn't technically so sound with other factors, but now after studying, I think that it needs a lot of uh, technical or let's say more of the detailing aspect to the to make it to somewhere near reality, or let's say to present it to a organization.
Great.
Thank you.